Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to episode 61, probably the last episode for Firemind. There will be a proper fortress tour and all, but yeah, I done it all. So let me introduce to you first and foremostly the superstar of today's episode, the pump stack. I will load it up and prime it as I'm talking. So first of all, we're going to activate the intake here, so the chamber will not be emptied. And we're going to be opening this hatch. I'll be explaining alongside of the video what we're seeing here, so don't worry. So pull that lever, double check that we're doing this right thing. So we are going to open this cavity so that there will be fresh magma pouring in from the magma ocean. We're opening that hatch. That thing here now goes all the way upstairs. And as you see here, I have forbidden the access to all these doors, which is absolutely vital. Before I did that, the FPS dropped to 0 as there was serious magma leakage that was destroying the pathing here. So as you see, it goes upstairs a while, 160 stories roughly. And once we hit that spot, we are going to end up all the way up there. You see, it's really a long climb. And the magma will then be extracted into this direction. But before we get any further, let's also open up the water power and let the time start flowing. So there's a couple of things still left to do that I meant to do during this episode. So first off, we're forbidding that door as it will provide serious leakage. Up here, we have now the transportation device to the actual weapon. So here I did a massive mistake. I did a wooden axle, which is wrong. You shouldn't do a wooden axle. Why? Because this thing here is built in a way that there will be some leakage one way or another. As I have built the power transmission, I probably should have installed the power transmission here to prevent leakage. Either way, it is now what it is. I don't want to... we can actually try to make this better now. Let's do and try this to make this better for science. At the same time, this took me a while to get this done. And what I can say is Firemind has been assaulted by an ungodly amount of animals. It is as if the entire forest knew what I was up to, and they are stemming all their forces into. It's really annoying. We're being so often harassed by all manner of animals. We got giant wrens, giant orioles, chinchillas, wombats, hoary marmot men, mountain goats men, giant mountain goats, giant ticks. I think I have only gotten a small friction of what we are dealing with, and it's really massive. So yeah, the forest knows what we're up to. On other news, the water is now gushing in and starting to move the water wheels. So our machines will kick into gear as soon as enough energy is together. There will be magma pumped from all the way down there from the reservoir. Let's put that on Shift F2 so we can get here more frequently. So story-wise, this is the day that our Duchess Uzul has always dreamt of. So we're finally doing something again. This Armok Forsaken Forest. So power is going to be put in here. We are going to let that water flow off from that side. As soon there is enough energy there, this thing will magically kick into motion. I will transport the magma now into this chamber where it can accumulate. We're going to use that later. First up, we need to finish the second pump stack to save it from itself. I just felt like documenting this effort here. So what we're doing here is we're going to make a line of churred gear assemblies that are inherently magma safe as they are made out of magma safe mechanisms. I think if we just put the wall over there, we might just get the same result you know, no diagonal leakage there, but maybe the spillage will come from the extraction hole. I can't really tell. But I had a serious leakage with the previous design, so let's change it up and see if that does anything. The big benefit here also is that this thing now consists out of many little parts, which means a lot of dwarves can pick up their tasks. The worst part about all this was that I had to build them one by one, and they consist each and every one out of 3 parts, which means only one dwarf will build a pump at a time, always. And they will feel like being busy for all of the 3 parts. It's not like that 3 people can pick up the parts and dump them there individually. No, 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 no. It's always one person responsible for the job. This made this thing really a bone-shattering task, and it took me a darned long time to get there. But we are done now, and the water works are going to kick into gear here as well any second. And that dastardly combination of gear assemblies will also work out quite decently. So, let's move downstairs. So, a couple of things are on my mind that I really would have done differently if I knew what I was doing before. So, first of all, the magma intake here is way too slow. It's small. We could have done much better by just providing a larger intake. That would have been massive. Oh yeah, this thing is ready to go any second. And on the other hand, there is the problem that the power transmission brought with itself. So I think in the power transmission department, I could have done a lot better too. Like, I think it would have been much wiser to attach the power supply from above instead from going from the side in there. So basically, having the power supply run into this level and then just build a hanging pump stack would have been a much more elegant and leakage-free solution than what we got there. But it is what it is. It works out quite decently. Here, the monster is kicking into motion. So see, there's a bit of magma already showing. It's because we're pumping. So yeah, now the water generators are primed and they shouldn't be stopping, and yeah, that's working out just nice. So we are going to fill that chamber before we're going to open this hatch here. This is also going to be absolutely danger zone, and like I said, there will be leakage. So we're ideally walling ourselves off a wee bit here. I mean, the big intention here is to keep the magma as far away from the wooden axles as possible, as these are quite vulnerable to magma. Who would have thought? And here, yeah, giant slugs, snailmen. Like I said, it's like a freaking zoo out here, and they're all coming to ruin our day. So, inspired by the Discord community, I have increased the magma cavity size here. From that little stinker, we're now to this big old hatch, and we're going to fill this thing there. And yeah, gonna have some fun with that. But while we're waiting that this is getting done, I want to give you a little bit of a fortress tour because I was a busy boy while I was building all that. I mean, I had to do something, no? So first of all, Firemind now has a lid on it. So this fortress can be sealed tight. The moment we put up these bridges, and we will before we start slapping the whole countryside with magma, this fortress is sealed. We have no more entrance to the outside world. It's all done. So I also started to beautify the workshop areas. As you see there, everybody has a nice gemstone window, its own door. Here's an entire venue. This is how it looks like when it's somewhat done. It's still way more crammed than I anticipated, and I think it's not a finalized design. I think I can do better than that, but I am quite happy with how my workshops went this time. They are more beautiful than my workshops ever were, so hey, that's a plus, isn't it? On the city side, as you might have already noticed, there is marble. This place is sparkly shiny. I have brought up a proper flooring for the entirety of the city, except for that little strip here. And everything is now properly tidied up. The temples have their altars. There are several taverns on the fortress distributed here. I missed out a spot because I have still to do. I'm still beautying up the fortress a little bit, but as you see there, there's now a proper shimmer on all these things. I also beautied up the throne room. Yeah, I forgot to hide the boulders. This is the Let's Play edition with boulders included. In the Fortress Tour, we won't have boulders, but I hadn't had the time to finish all these things up, and in all honesty, it took me already a darned long time to get this far. I really did underestimate how much work there is involved with all this. But here we are. The fort is ready. As you see, there's a couple of statues that I dumped on the roads, as I felt like they don't really do much in terms of gameplay. As far as I know, the positive thoughts of the dwarves are mostly emergent from spending time in their rooms, but hey, I think it is really worthwhile. This is also a bloody, gory battlefield out there. There's so many creature parts littered all over the place. It is just, I don't know. I haven't chopped any trees, but you see, they're just keeping coming and coming. There's armies of these creatures outside there. There's also some creatures from down below sometimes coming on in, but most of the time, it's just the surface dwellers going all nuts on us. It is what it is, my friends. But let's see. It's the chamber primed. Ah, well, ish. As you see there, it takes a while to fill up this thing. But what satisfied me most is the fact that this machinery works, as you see there, with a nice and decent FPS rate. We don't have any FPS issues whatsoever. That's been really, really impressive to me to see that. After I dealt with the pathing issues there, like when these doors weren't forbidden, this was really massively destructive for for everything. But that's been the problem. And once I had that sorted out, everything was running down smoothly. So we can almost start extracting. The thing here is, if we want to have a real good burst along the countryside, it is really important that we have all the areas filled back up. That is also the reason why I felt like at the bottommost level, I failed my task a little bit, because the intake down here does not allow us to do our thing. As you see there, it's just we're slurping out minimal amounts now. It would be, as a matter of fact, at this point better to just shut it down for a sec, let it refill, repressurize, and come back stronger. I mean, the good point is we already have pretty much enough magma in the system here to fill up the tank, so it doesn't really matter that much. So the machinations of this machine, the detailed using of this machine, I wanted to share that with you because I found it a lot of fun to work with that. So now let's open up the second hatch. Or, well, I think we should open the second hatch once this tank is refilled back up. I'm going to pause the video for a few minutes so you don't have to have the wait on that. Alright, I hope those funky Windows noises didn't go into the video, but I fear they did. Whatever. We're going to go now for the next step, as I feel like we have stashed up enough magma. So, we're going to go here and link that baby up. Well, we pulled that. So, and we got to go for this here, exactly. So, now we're going to go for the second part of the machinery, where we also extract the stuff and take it upstairs. So this is probably the most exciting part, as this is where we can now see the leakage, which will happen. We also will now start sealing ourselves off, as it is time. We got a lever here. Gotta leave it there. And there's the magma flowing. Hell yeah. And we forbid that door, and now the fort is sealed tight. So as you see there, the magma is being taken into the chamber here, and the extraction process is of course running again. Like I said, the more magma we got, the more fun we can extract. So this is where I feel like I failed you guys a little bit, but only a little bit. We're here, as you see, able to extract a substantial amount of magma, and this tank here, I filled it up before I started pumping, and now we also have a nice amount here, so this should be quite effective. I'm really happy that we're not using the small thing, though. So, for a proper outro for this series, of course, we're going to prime this tank properly as well, and prime the bottom tank a little bit too, so we have a really nice amount of video time of that dawned forest burning. So, my verdict, my bottom line is I would do this so much larger next time. Especially the magma reservoirs. I did a crap-shoddy job in terms of magma reservoirs. That's where I give myself the least points in the machine. That's where I really feel like this won't even last across the... I don't know. This won't get us that far. That's the only thing that I know. Even with this entire tank, even with the capacity to shovel new stuff back up when this chamber here is filled back up. Even then, it is just not... There's just not enough bang behind it, you know? We got to do better next time in that regard. But it would be foolish to assume that everything is already done the best way. We can do, though, one thing. We can sacrifice a couple of bloody fools to Vukar, and I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to construct ourselves... That's what we're going to call Vukar's door. Yeah, no, you can dig. It's fine, keep digging. The water is nice. So here we have the same problem already. We are full. We are empty. But at the same time, as you see here, this chamber is filling up quite nicely, and let's see. Do we actually have spillage? Not as of yet. That is a good sign. So, as it seems, the extraction side is the one where we should keep the exit of that whole machinery, and not the direction towards you extract. You get what I try to say. So what we're going to do here is we're going to hopefully get somebody to flick that switch. I mean, alright, it's super deep switch, I get that. And we're trying to repressurize that system now with a bit of extra sacrificial elbow grease. So we can simply just smack another hole there by channeling. That will be deadly for the person there. And we can do some extra intake here by channeling, which will be deadly for the person there. This is why we got the rock salt door. Bonus points for people with strong and fast legs who can run from the magma front. It is possible. It's entirely possible. It shows who has the best survival instinct here. With a religion like Vukar's, I really don't mind going them full-on goth and, you know, just doing their thing. So, stop canceling your work designations, Jurist. You're not getting away with from this one. You know, they're trying to escape from their fate, I guess. They know what I'm up to, and they try to stop me from doing this. So this one decided to not be part of my machinations anymore. Fine. I'll find somebody else. I mean, the good part is this entire system is now so internally safe that we can easily just how to say, let it run, you know. After the magma chambers here are filled or emptied, however you want to call it, once that thing here is pressurized, let's see how that'll work out. I wonder if we will get leakage once that system here is pressurized, but if so, all we need to do is close the hatch, and then that will be restored. Tell you what, we're going to close the hatch right away, as I think we will just gain something out of that. Alright, this episode is going longer than I thought. So I think we should really just do what we came for and torch the forest. I mean, this is a quite nice magma reservoir, but before I do so, I really want to fill up my tanks one more time. So I'm going to pause the video one more time for this, so we have a real nice oomph for the last 10 minutes of the video. Alright, we are ready to go. I even went and did a save file after I did prime everything up, as this will be the foundation for the upcoming Fortress tour, and here we go. Magma. Magma. More magma. Alright, here we have not that much magma, but I successfully expanded this into a magma delta. Not a single mining dwarf did die. Bukark stayed hungry today. So, that's pretty much all we can do. I mean, this system will now pressurize itself if we let it run. I could, of course, let the chamber down there fill up. Yeah, that would take a while, but I grew impatient. So, my friends, I present to thee the end of the world as they know it, as we're now going to flick that flippin' switch. And it is very, very important for me. You certainly get that. That this one will be pulled by nobody else than Her Highness herself. I think I need to re-enable her for peasant work again to do this, but no, she actually can. So that's gonna be the end of the world as we know it. But honestly, Uzul, we are on a tight schedule. I'm very sorry about that. But we just not look there, we just pretend that it was her hand. And that's because she's so busy eating, and the FPS are really not that high. Anyways, this is enough ammo to keep this machine a bit running. And yeah, let's see what it does. I mean, I sealed off the fort a while ago, and now it's only a question of time until that lever has been flicked, and here we go. So let's see how the FPS will go. And while this is all happening, I want to say thanks to everybody who has been part of the show. Thanks to everybody watching my series and all. You guys are really awesome. Let's flood this place and see what it does. I'm really, really excited that I made it, you know? Death to these trees, or so I thought. Are they fireproof, say? Ah, they'll catch fire eventually. We just getting started. Look at this beast. It's still going. And whoa, there's still a lot more where that came from. Maybe I was estimating that, but well, that's one big spill. Yeah. But on the other hand, you will notice quite quickly that this big spill, it won't go that far, but this was really, really, really a lot of fun to do. I really gotta say, the result is extremely satisfying. Something has collapsed on the surface. Yeah, now we get the mesh thingies here, and Zol is still asking for bracelets. What bracelets? I don't know, she must be looking like a living bracelet by now, but yeah, that's that. Wow, she still keeps going. There's so much magma! Wow, I didn't think that we'd go that far. Hell yeah. Take this, darned forest. But I am very, very surprised about the fact that the trees are really the most resilient part of this whole scheme. You know, all right. The chamber here is starting to empty. The upstairs chamber is far from being empty, even even if we are using that big chute there to fling it all out. So yeah, the trees are starting to burn, as it seems. Here you see why we got a drawbridge raised to keep out the gunk that will cleanse this land. Yeah, well, it's if anything I'd do different next time, it'd be more magma chambers, more places where I can flick a switch and do my thing. Because technically, we could do a season 2 of this whole thing here and distribute magma tanks all over the map, because you know we can now extract as much as we want from there. We barely started to drain this place. I mean, okay, talking about draining this place as far as I see things, yeah. Our old place where we were filling our mine carts is empty by now, but as far as I know things, this is a lot of magma that we can work with. It seems as if we are draining a cavity ultimately. So we might be even ending up on dry feet one day if we'd be doing that long enough. That's crazy, my friends. I really didn't think it would go that far. So let's see how much it's still going. Wow. So yeah, I think there will be a epilogue episode where I just show how long it's burning. Because as it stands right now, this ocean here doesn't seem to stop where it started. Wow. I didn't think I would beat that. Whoa. So it starts to subside slowly now. So let me know in the comments if you want to see a continuation of that one. I'll be putting up a separate save file for this, and well, I don't think it will become that more exciting though. It is quite shocking how resilient those darned trees are, though. Not a single one died. The one thing that I meant to destroy in ah, well, dead walnut tree trunk, at least a bit. But these guys, they're standing in this whole magma and shrugging it off. They're just flipping shrugging it off. Wow. Alright, so this is the end of the story of Firemind. Well, there's one really good point about all this. Whatever was crawling down the countryside will eventually be quite fried. It is an interesting question now if we will ultimately destroy our power supply once that magma will flow into the brook. It might obsidianize the brook. I mean, check this out, it still keeps going. I mean, technically, we mustn't care, as we just can do one thing. We're just going to flip that switch there. And yeah, if there will be ever a water shortage, it won't be bothering us at all, as we got plenty of water to work with forevermore. So yeah, the most shocking thing to me is that my FPS aren't dying at all. They're just tanking it. My boys and girls, we are just tanking it. It's amazing. So this magma flood machine is working at charm. So yeah, dear audience, let me know what you think. Season 6 Firemind one day? More of this? I don't think so. I think I'll be building a new fort for that, but it's been a hell of a journey, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this one as well. I'm willing to do a little bit more show off of the magma machine in a follow-up episode, as I said before, so let me know if you know. And yeah, comments, thumbs ups, a new journey will begin soon. Join me on the Discord or on the Twitch, where I am streaming each Sunday and Friday, so you can just follow up with what I'm doing. There will be a new world. There will be a new saga. And probably I will be returning to the Savage Lands one day. Might be very much the case. Because, you know, that story is not entirely over. We could now go into war with the humans and the elves after we have done or muscle play. I mean, this thing just keeps going. I mean, this village is insane. We covered a big portion of the map already. It's almost to the brook already. But there's also a nice little fire front running alongside. Anyways, check also out Patreon, PayPal, or Buy Me a Coffee if you want to support this channel. I'd be super, super happy. Now I'll be off for today. That's been a blast, literally. And we're going to continue next time on a new series. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys there. I only give you that much of a teaser. We're going to play the overhaul mod Dark Ages 5. So stay tuned and have a wonderful time. Let me know if you want to see more magma burning.